Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for the week beginning Monday, March 14th, ending Friday, March 18th, 2016. Hope you had a good trading week this last week. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract in daily chart format. This is the proper way to look at the broad market. We did close up on Friday. We did roll to the June contracts between Thursday and Friday, so the money is now trading in the front month contract of June and no longer in the March contract. So make sure you're on the M6s instead of the H6s. Let's talk about some of the indices for the session. 76-cent gain for oil back to 38.60, trying to get back above 40. Keep in mind, though, this was the low back in August, so this is going to be the resistance point. Remember, we hit it in August, made an inverted cup, then you break it, so now it's support becomes resistance. So this will be a real interesting and key area. If it could get back up into 40 and hold, I think that would be a positive sign for the oil bulls, if there is such a thing. Here's a look at the gold futures, down $23 today. S&P gained $32.62. That was largely on a gap. We'll show you what that looks like on the intraday action. NASDAQ side was up 74.86. SOX gained 12 for the week, or for the session, sorry, was up for the week. Biotechs gained 71. Actually down for the week there, though. The VIX lost 1.55, still sitting on that red static trend line, and we got a 0.86 reading for the trend, which brings the 10-day moving average down to 0.98. Let me count the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next 2 days to drop off are numbers up near 1.3 and 1.4. So if we get low trend readings on Monday and Tuesday, we could get that moving average to drop even more. Remember, under 0.85 for the moving average on the trend would indicate a top in the market typically. Here's the volume from NASDAQ, 1.66 billion shares. Advancers beat decliners on the NASDAQ by 1842 for the session, and on the New York by 2,061. A lot of positive market breadth there. Google up $12.70 and basically at a 1 month high. Apple up $1.09, almost to a 1 month high. Amazon up $10.68. Netflix up 30 cents. All right, let's take a look at the intraday action. Now keep in mind, when you look at this, remember this is the June contract now, so you can see part of Wednesday, all of Thursday, all of Friday. Remember, on Wednesday, nobody was trading the June contract. On Thursday, there were still some people trading it, but they started to move into, there were still some people on the March contract, but they started to move here into the June contract. And then on Friday, you've got close to normal volume in the June contract. Vice versa, if I go look at the March contract, you'll notice Thursday, there was all the volume still there. Friday, the volume disappeared. Okay, so that's everybody moving into the June contract. And that usually affects the market, slows things down while we adjust to the new technicals of that level. At any rate, let's concentrate here on the gap on Friday. Was a big gap up, and we went sideways. Now let's look at the whole week. We'll go to 10-minute candles. Remember, some of this will look goofy because there's no volume the first 3 days on the June contract. But for the week, gap down on Monday, filled the gap, closed even. Gap down on Tuesday, did not quite fill the gap, closed down for the day. Gapped up a little Wednesday, filled that, and then moved up a little bit more. Thursday gapped up but filled it, closed about even, and we also reached up to fill the gap from Monday going into Tuesday in that move, but then Friday, this big gap out of the blue that we didn't try to fill at all. We drifted higher. All right, what do we have to look forward to in the week ahead? There's actually quite a bit of data. Nothing on Monday. I am on vacation this week. I will be in the lab the first part of every day. It will not affect the reports. It might mean a few less futures calls, and it also might mean the reports will be a little later than usual, but I may not be there in the afternoons depending on the day. No data on Monday. Tuesday, we've got retail sales and PPI, Empire Manufacturing and business inventories, plus the housing market index and the net long-term tick flows at the close. It's a lot of data for one day. You also start a 2-day Fed meeting there. I should also point out that this weekend, as I speak, Saturday night, we have the time change here in the U.S. and Canada only. The rest of the world does not. So, don't forget to set your clocks if you need to. And it's my least favorite weekend of the year. MBA mortgage index on Wednesday, then CPI, that's a big number. Housing starts and building permits. 15 minutes before the bell, we get industrial production and capacity utilization, crude oil inventories, and the Fed announcement at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So again, we'll probably sit around and wait for that for the most part. Thursday, before the bell, initial and continuing claims. That's the weekly number. Philly Fed, current account balance. 30 minutes in, leading indicators. An hour in, natty gas. And then Friday, just the Michigan sentiment number. So obviously the focal point for the week, probably the big numbers, CPI, and of course the Fed announcement. Not that I expect them to do anything that would surprise the market at this point, but you never know. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Thank you for listening. If you do find these videos useful, please like them on YouTube. It does help us out. Have a great week.